Black Tree. Waiting for some of you guys to come in. We usually don't go live. This is strictly for Wakanda Forever. But hey, new Plasma King, thanks for joining. Since I don't go live, it might just be me and you. I don't know, but I don't know, it's 11 people in here. Okay, you got some people. So look, first, I'm gonna do this in two sections. I'm gonna talk about Wakanda Forever for people that's going to see it, and then at the end of the chat, I'll end with talking about Wakanda Forever for people that already has seen it. So I'll warn you guys before I get in any spoiler section, but I've seen it twice. I went to the world premiere, and if you've been following Black Tree, you know we have a long history with the Black Panther franchise. We were the first to announce it on our platform during the interview for Thor Dark World with Kevin Feige. That was the first time anybody heard that it was going into production. We was the first to announce that Chadwick Boseman was going to be playing the role of T'Challa, and we were one of the first people to screen this one and the previous one. So just what you know, we do have history with this franchise and with the director Ryan Coogler, as well as my dear friend Chad Boseman, who's no longer with us. So let's start there. The film does a great job of giving Chadwick Boseman the respect for the character of T'Challa, as well as respect for what he brought to the franchise and to the Marvel Universe and to the fans by playing this role, as well as all the other roles he's played on the screen before he left us. So kudos to Marvel and to Ryan Coogler, to Nate Moore and Kevin Feige and the whole team over there for doing that a righteous job of treating Chadwick Boseman's death and not cheapening it. You're not going to see CGI Chadwick. You're not going to see that. I mean, they really use stock footage from the first film and some other stuff to really pay respect. And I thought that was really classy. Although it was very emotional for those of people that I think, in talking to people, I think one of the things that this film deals with is grief and how we all deal with grief differently. And this is whether you're talking about Shuri, played by Letitia, or Letitia Wright, the person, or Nakia, played by Lupita Nyong'o, or Lupita Nyong'o, the person, Tanat Herta, played by Namor, played by Tanat, or so forth. I think it really deals with those characters and how they deal with grief. And I think for a lot of us that have lost people in our lives, or even if we're just grieving just the loss of Chadwick Boseman, I think the film really gives you gives that emotion precedence. Like this is you saying goodbye. This is how you deal with it. This is how people hurt in these times. This is how people react. This is how people lash out in pain or in anger. And I think you see all that through the characters and the conflict that will be in Wakanda and Wakanda Forever. I first left out the theater. First, the movie is 2 hours and 40 minutes. I left out of the movie not knowing how I felt. I've told somebody, a friend of mine yesterday, that it was almost like you get in out of a funeral and somebody saying, "Well, how was the chicken at the repast?" And you're not really thinking about that. It's like you're really still dealing with with raw emotions, and maybe for me, the personal relationship made it a little bit more personal. But I think anybody that, like I said, if you're dealing with losing a parent, a family member, a friend right now, it's going to tug at those emotions, as well as you're going to feel those emotions for T'Challa. Even if you wasn't the biggest T'Challa fan, the way they dressed it up, you're going to feel it. So I came out of there and first person asked me, like, how was it? I was like, man, I don't know. it was what it was. And as I had time to really digest the movie, the conflicts, the characters that they placed in it, I really got to appreciate it a lot more. One thing that you guys will see is that the foe that Wakanda is going up against is a real strong foe. I mean, I know that Killmonger was a great anti-hero, but Killmonger didn't have a whole army behind him. And I think what you see happening in Wakanda Forever is that they're dealing with a whole other nation, a whole other secret nation that they didn't know about. That's very similar to Wakanda in that fact that they're a hidden nation and that they have conflicts with the outside world, the same as Wakanda. And I think when you look at those parallels, you start to respect it a little bit more. I know Latin America is going to love this film because Tenoch Huerta, who plays uh, um, Namor, or if you guys follow the comic books, the Submariner, which is also called Namor in the comic books. The guy that plays him is a great actor. He really brings all the emotion and his presence is felt in the character. I think everybody loves the character. Um, it's a long movie, but you don't really feel like leaving. I've been in long movies like, oh, when is this going to be over? You don't really feel like it's too long. It feels 2 hours and 40 minutes for me as a film critic. Always feels like, you could have cut 45 minutes of this movie and it still would have been good. But for this movie, I feel like it was, like I said, like it was well done, and I think the people will enjoy it that's going to see it. Now, I want to get into some themes, but I'm gonna hold off on that. Let me still talking generalizations for those people that's about to go see it this weekend before I get into the people that need to log off before I reveal some stuff that y'all don't want to hear yet. But some other generalizations, I think that you see a lot of Wakanda. One of the things that that bothered me at first was that the story was that we missing so many male figures. Besides T'Challa, we're also missing Daniel Kaluuya's character. We're missing Killmonger as Michael B. Jordan, and in the main storyline of the film, we're missing like all these powerful men that was part of this world of Wakanda, besides M'Baku. And I feel like it feels a little light on that, but you really have to look at Tenoch and Namor to really fill in like the strength of the male characters in the movie. Um, I love the picture. I love the action. The action in the movie, I want to say the action was better than part one. I think the fight scenes were better choreographed. I think, like I said, the foe was better. I think it was a lot better. Uh, the scenes were just better. Ryan Coogler stepped up, even in the face of losing T'Challa. It almost just makes you think, what could he have done with of course you think about it. What could he have done with Chadwick if he had him for a second film, or if he had even Daniel Kaluuya and some other characters? What could he have done with it? But the action scenes were great. I think the storyline for a comic, for the people that are comic book fans, they're gonna love what they see on the screen with how Namor and his kingdom is represented in this film. They're gonna be in love with it. Um, the emotion that you see coming from Shuri and Nakia and Okoye is very strong. And you see the Queen, played by Angela Bassett, have probably the best monologue out of the two films. You'll see her. She has a scene that if there's going to be any acting nomination from these two pictures, from this picture, I think it will come from her monologue, which was very powerful. It was very emotional. It was like classic Angela Bassett, not that 911 Angela Bassett. I'm talking about that. What's Love Got to Do with It? Angela Bassett. That Angela Bassett, that actor, you see that come out in some of these scenes. And Set design. I forget my girl who does set design over there. Set design is fantastic. They have the technology that you see in Wakanda in Black Panther 1. You see it even step up in Black Panther 2. So overall, I give it two thumbs up. Uh, one of my fellow producer directors that I work with uh, said that he thought it was better than Black Panther 1, and I've seen some other people say that. I just can't fathom it being better without Chadwick Boseman in it. So I won't say it's better than Black Panther 1, but it is its own film, and I think even people that haven't seen Black Panther 1 can start from right here and enjoy it. So that's gonna be the end of my people that haven't seen the movie review. Now I'm gonna wait 30 seconds for you guys to log off, go somewhere, because I don't want to ruin none of this for you that's gonna go see it. But I do want to talk about some stuff that I want to hear what you guys think. And if y'all chime in the chat later on and let me know, I really want to know what y'all think. So yeah. So let's get to it. This is the spoiler review for Wakanda Forever. Like going back to it, so many people, there's so much emotion going on, and there's so much mourning, and you're feeling a lot of emotion. But there's a scene where the queen is killed, and that for me, as a critic, as looking at the film, I didn't know if that's what was necessary for um, Shuri to ultimately take the throne. And I was kind of worried about that. Like, was that necessary? Was that a bit too far? That we need that to go? Like, I want to see Angela Bassett um, in more of the Wakanda franchise, and I didn't want to see her go like that. So I was a little bit disturbed about that. I was disturbed about Namor. Really, I mean, they came up there and kicked all kind of Wakanda ass. I mean, they was whooping Wakanda to the point it's like, aren't we the strong kingdom? Aren't we like supposed to be special? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was really like disturbed by how strong Namor was, and they say that he's like the Hulk, but just in water, and even as strong or stronger than the Hulk coming out of water. So to see like what he did to Mbaku and all these people was disturbing. It was it was disturbing. I was getting like I was a little bit mad in the film. I was a little bit upset. Like, yo, hold on, Ryan. Like, what you? Come on, man. Come on. This is Wakanda. This is Wakanda. What are you letting? What are you letting our brown brothers and sisters do to us right here? Like, are we like aren't our isn't our kingdom the strongest? And I think when you look at the comic book lore and everything else, you kind of figure out some other parts of that and like, okay, this is what's happening with this. I love Letitia Wright. She's one of my favorite young actresses ever. I think she's going to go on to win many awards. If you haven't seen Silent Twins or Silent Sisters, you should go see that. She's a great actress. I didn't know if she had the physical girth to represent T'Challa, to represent the Black Panther. It was like as strong as Namor is, seeing Letitia's frame in the Wakanda in the T'Challa in the Black Panther suit just didn't seem as imposing as I would have liked it to be. I don't know if she needed more technology, like if Letitia's brand of Black Panther should be a little bit of her and Iron Man kind of thing going on, but that was like a little bit like I don't know. I don't know if she could really hold this down like that. I would have liked to see the battle for the Black Panther like we seen in part one. That's another knock. I would have liked to see them battle for that crown. Even though there's an heir and there's a kingdom and everything else, I would like to see them battle for it to be the Black Panther and see like M'Baku win that or be defeated in that, or whoever else would step up to be there. I would like to see that battle. What else I have to say about this? I thought the music was great. like I said, I mean, it's a couple of times in there that, and I don't cry in a lot of emotional movies. Like I'm not a movie crier. You know what I'm saying? Like it's weird movies that I've cried in, and I won't even say it so y'all have jokes about me. But this movie, I cried like 2 or 3 times. And again, Chad meant a lot more to me than just an actor. He was a lot more than just a colleague. Um, like Chad like really held us down. Like I was the first person to interview Chadwick when he did 42 on the press run, and I was one of the last people to interview him also. And I knew, just days before he passed, I found out that he was sick before people knew that he was sick. I mean, there was like, we seen him, getting sick. We seen him getting skinny at the SAG Awards and at the in-game press conference. We seen him tired, and we seen him just thinning out at um, Image Awards and all these things, and we seen that. But I don't know. I've seen him for 21 Bridges, which was kind of not long before he passed, and then once I found out about the Five Bloods, I was like, okay, we're gonna get Chadwick, and I called his people. It's like, yo, okay, I'm looking forward. And like, Chad's not gonna participate. He's not feeling well. And the junket was still like some days or weeks away. So when I found out about that, I was like, oh, okay. I just like, sent him, to get well, like get better, man. I'll catch you on Ma Rainey's Black Bottom or something, or what if some of the other projects I knew he had coming down the pipeline, but sadly he didn't make it there. So, but I want you to know that Chadwick was like he was thorough. He thought about his questions. He thought about his answers. He was a genuine person. He didn't suffer fools lightly. He didn't do that stupid type of question stuff. You had to come prepared with him. But he was just really one of us too. Like he really didn't want to be different than me and you. And I thought that was something that was real powerful about Chadwick. So that's it for my Wakanda Forever review. I will. I don't know if I got any questions in here. If there's any questions, I will or comments. I see some. I agree at first and what up, bro, and all this stuff. Yeah. So for all you guys there, man, I love y'all for sticking with Black Tree all these years. Please, we'll be here for the next Wakanda and the next Creed and everything else that's coming out. But I really want to know what y'all. It's been hard to have watched this movie 2 weeks ago and not be able to talk to anybody about it. I've been holding stuff in for 2 weeks, like dang. And people are like, what do you think about the movie? I was like, I can't really tell you because until you go and see who's T'Challa, who's gonna be Black Panther, and what's gonna happen to this person, that person, I can't really talk to you about it. And I hope that you guys do the same. Like, tell me, go watch the movie, and let's meet up on Sunday and talk about it. Or let's meet up on Monday. And I hope that a lot of you guys that have watched the movie, we could meet up online and just discuss some of these things, because this has been eating at me for days, for weeks, about some of the things that happened, especially Namor coming in and kicking Wakanda ass like that. Like, come on, man. Like, we supposed to like be able to just dead that at off top, but it wasn't that type of story. So shout out to the Submariner Namor, great anti-hero. And I feel a lot of ways that I felt about Killmonger, I feel about Namor. A lot of ways I feel about Killmonger, I feel about Namor, where you could agree with him and not like him, or not want him to be running all up in our stuff, but you could see where he's coming from and see what he's representing. And I think Wakanda has a lot more life to it. So it's gonna be Wakanda forever and ever. And to all you guys, go check it out. The person that leaves the best comment, I'll send you guys one of these Wakanda Forever hats. So how about that? But you can go through the Black Tree playlist of Wakanda Forever. The person that leaves a favorite comment, I'm gonna send y'all a hat. That's my word. All right, out of here. Peace.